Welcome to Awake to Oneness Radio. I am Caroline Chang, your host. The message of Awake to Oneness Radio, or the mission of Awake to Oneness Radio is to inspire the world to awaken to the universal truth of oneness. Science is now teaching us that everything is energy, and that energy is interconnected and interdependent. In truth, that means we are all one. We're literally connected. So what you do to another person, you're doing to another aspect of yourself. And ancient wisdom and spirituality has been teaching the truth of oneness for eons. So science is just now catching up with the unified field theory and quantum entanglement, meaning just basically that means, it might sound like a big word, but it just means that everything is connected. So when mankind awakens to the universal truth of oneness, there will be peace on earth. Today's show topic is mystical download with Landria Onkka. Thank you, Landria, for coming on again and being a guest on Awake to Oneness Radio.
Well, thank you, Caroline. I got such a great response last time. People have said, you two make such a good team. We think so much alike, and you, like myself, we love the ancient wisdom and the scientific part that is really there's no separation between the two. Like you said, they're just catching up with each other.
Yes.
And I love that because it gives everybody a different perspective on things, no matter what their background or religion or whatever else they've believed in the past. It sort of gives us a chance to have a different perspective on things and open up our mind to what's really going on out there, which is pretty amazing right now.
This is so true. I truly believe humanity as a whole is going through a conscious awakening to who we truly are. And I think in less than 25 years, we're going to be living in a very different world, which will be beautiful.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's really been a pivotal year, 2018 to 2019 and ongoing, because this is going to be old very quickly. Things keep speeding up, and that is really a fact.
Yes.
And I really sense that we've gone through so much in the last 10 years, evolving our spirituality in what I consider a make or break point.
Yes.
And that is also an individual journey for everybody. It's not like a all or nothing kind of trip we're on together. We do affect each other as one entangled quantum field, of course. That's proof, that's science. We do affect each other. But I really want to talk today about how each of us have that individual choice to go to whatever, and I'll say dimension, but whatever world reality that you live is really a dimension that could be totally different from somebody else. And so today, as Caroline decided to name this, about the mystical download, is because we've been going through so much and experiencing so many changes, and it's tough to really interpret what it is. Sometimes it appears to be very negative when in fact it's quite the opposite. Yes. So I want to share these messages today with the viewers on what this really is and what they can do with it right now to change everything in their lives if they choose to. Yeah. And that 2019, I call it the year of transformation, because I feel we've really gone through a lot, and a lot of people were experiencing even physical changes, loss, changes with relationships, jobs, money, everything. Yes. And I'm going to talk about why that is and what you can do with it.
Great.
And then I feel like something happened for me. It was in the fall, and I've had some feedback from my viewers saying that they also experienced something very big. I felt that we had actually shifted into a new earth last fall, transcending into that. I felt it. I feel it around me. The feedback I'm getting is on a higher frequency.
Yes.
Not only from my viewers, but when I'm out with people, I see them changing how they're behaving and what they're talking about and opening up. It's been extremely, encouraging and amazing. And so I want to talk about the download I have, and I don't know why, how you want to.
Now, before we get into the download, just
Yeah.
because my listeners may not have watched our first show together,
Right.
Some of the listeners may like, who is it? So can you, a real brief nutshell, introduce yourself to our listeners, because this may be their first time listening.
Yeah. Sort of forgot to do, like, come on, you know us, right?
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, there might be somebody who doesn't know who we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. First of all, I was a former investment banker for 25 years. I'm one of those people that work on Wall Street, funding companies, working with millions of dollars and extremely wealthy people, funds, pro athletes, celebrities. I had quite the life.
Yes.
Until it wasn't. Yeah. Yeah, this is the problem with awakening. You see, you go into this, you're no longer in alignment with the life you're living. This is probably what many people are experiencing, and this is where the dissatisfaction comes. The matrix starts to, let's just say, dissolve, and they start to see through the veil, and they have to start making decisions because the old life that they thought was so great, it doesn't feel good anymore, even if it's going right according to what we're supposed. And mine was going right, and then I started to get really challenged, and I had to ask myself if that was really what I was in alignment with, if how I was serving the world. And so again, I've had an amazing life. I've traveled and lived all over the world. I've had multiple scholarships. I was a NBA cheerleader and a model, and just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I've always been a go after anything kind of person. I've always been able to break through my fears, which is why my whole channel is based around breaking through, not eliminating, breaking through fears.
I agree.
Yeah. This is part of what I think humanity suffers with, is we're told that we're not supposed to have pain or let's say experiences that are unpleasant or appear negative. We watch television and the media, and we're told by the higher ups that you should be making a certain amount of money and going after this and buying that car and having the house and all this stuff, and we're driven by that that false world that doesn't serve us, and we're finally realizing we're not happy, it's not working. And I think that's what people are realizing, that that is not a perfect world at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The abundance and the peace flows when you go seek the inner peace that has a much higher meaning, which is going to benefit everybody on this planet, which of course is a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
That's so true.
Yeah. So that, what happened for me is I realized that there were other things I wanted to do in my life. And what happened along the way is, I always make a joke, I make the joke about this is like a really bad country song. I got divorced.
Okay.
I had a red truck too. I lost the red truck.
Okay.
I got the BMW convertible. It was mine, but which is much better. I can always buy a red truck.
Right.
I got divorced, moved out of the 8,000 square foot home, no problem there. I rolled with the punches, very happy. For me, that was a transition. I look at life like when those changes come, it's an opportunity and a misalignment in vibrations, and you wish the person, the situation well, and you move on. Yes. So many of us struggle with that. So I did not struggle, but then very shortly after, my mother died. Mm-hmm. Then my dog died. Then my dog. I miss my dog.
My dog. Or she's
my dog. And then
physical bond. Yeah, physicalness. Yeah.
Then my dad died. Then my cousin died, and then my brother recently died. And I said, "Whoa, okay, boom, boom, boom."
Yes.
And something's going on here, and I have a very clear understanding of what all that is now. But
yes.
when do you make a decision to change your life. You know, when does that happen? And I saw some my family, incredibly wonderful people
Yes.
who never lived out their dreams.
Okay.
None of them, except the dog.
Okay.
He had it made. Yeah.
I'm
So
sure.
the dog was happy.
Yeah.
And I realized it was time for me to go after my dreams. I quit investment banking. I owned the company. So I just shut the whole thing down, man. I slept like a baby that night. I thought I'd freak out. It was the most awesome thing. And I think that's the other thing is change, especially coming from some people look at me like, are you nuts? Like, you know, the people you work with, the stuff you do, and walking away from things that are working can be the most difficult thing, appear to be working.
Yes.
And that's tougher than really going after your dreams if you're on, you know, hitting rock bottom. You know, for me, that's a no-brainer, you know, but so a lot of people are in that position where they're like, I have the great job or whatever, and they're like working hard and it's not happening. Well, I quit, and then I wrote a book that was based on a true story. It's called The Rooftop Christmas Tree. And it's a very inspiring story. And I had in my head exactly what I was going to do with that. I knew it was going to be a television movie, and it was. It's a best-selling, award-winning book, television movie. It's still showing, I think. I think anybody can get it now. Right. And then I wrote 2 other books. One was another really big award winner, and I have several more coming out. I actually do it for a living. I haven't even told you, Caroline, I have a couple of movies I'm writing now for a celebrity who wants me to write about her dad, who was famous. He was in the music industry. Awesome. So we're writing books because you know, I opened that door and I walked through it, and despite the fears, I let it blow past me. Whatever you give attention to, as you know, according to quantum physics, is real.
Yes. It
manifests. And the more attention you give it, the more it's going to manifest, which is why people struggle with that. They're saying, I'm trying, Landria. I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but you're spending most of your time over here. And I always point to the left because the left brain is the logical, analytical one. The right brain is where mystical things happen, where the ego just, you know, there's no analyzing, no thinking there. And the left brain, you know, is like worrying, all this stuff. Then people think if they go over here and meditate and I know I can get it. I said, well, if you want to know what you're thinking, look at your life.
Yes.
So that was where I was. And it just turned my life around. I had to learn how internet marketing because as an investment banker, I knew that businesses could not survive unless they understood how the markets worked, online markets worked.
Yes.
And I knew if I wanted to promote my books and do other things and live the life I wanted to, I'd have to create an online business, but I needed training. So I went in and got some pretty intense training. Okay. That's one of my online businesses. I help other people do that. That's landriaonka.net. And I say, you know, there's this whole business aspect that people separate their careers and business life from their personal lives. Mm-hmm. And for me, life is life. And if you're struggling over here, again, that focus and that stress is still there. You can't go back and to your household and be the happy, relaxed person if you're going into that job every day. And I think it's so important for us to really get a grip on every aspect of our lives.
Right.
So I learned how to create online businesses, which has supported all the things I do. Yes. And through that, as you know, I had to launch a YouTube channel in order to advertise on Google AdWords.
Okay.
What am I going to talk about? Like, oh, I was an investment banker. Yeah, like people can relate to that. Talk to the hand lady.
Yes.
Yeah, Wall Street. Yeah, that's real popular. So I started to talk about the change I had made and how it's possible for anybody. And so it became quite popular, and I realized what a difference I was making, and that was amazing. And it was all of a sudden my purpose, and it has been going crazy ever since. And just so you know, Caroline, this is great timing because in the next few days, by the time you post this,
yes,
landriaonka.com Breakthrough Fear e-course is going live.
Awesome.
So if people go to the site and sign up, they will get a huge discount because we're going to be in beta test for the next 30 days. So if there are any kinks, they'll iron it out. And this is a 6-week course, depending on how fast you go through it. And this is like step by step. Let's break it down.
Yes. And
break it down.
I love how this is referring to, I know you said in the beginning, you said there's a download you got, and it kind of has to do with what we went through this past fall. But it's what you're talking about is so this breaking through fear and living from your heart instead of your head. And I know you've heard of heart math.
Yes.
Heart math has scientifically proven the heart is much, much more intelligent than the brain. And we normally live mainstream, live from the brain. And we ignore our heart. We ignore what our heart is telling us, our passion to do. Yes.
Passion, you just said it. So thoughts versus feelings. So here's what's happening, and I'm sure many of you are experiencing this. We have ignored our intuition. How many times we've all done it?
Yes.
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that. And you do it anyways because you look and say, well, everything makes sense and I should be. And like I said, the world will say, well, you shouldn't leave your job or the relationship or the whatever. And you know that you should. Yes. And then we stay in it because society dictates. Well, I want to just remind everybody, what's society? Mm-hmm. They're the same brainwashed brains talking to you.
Yes.
That you're listening to. So there's no credibility there. So I tell people, you have to go with your heart. We have to be the leaders. And what's happening now, the veils are coming down.
Yes.
What's happening is we're getting more psychic abilities are starting to show up. Strange things are happening. I have a lot of people having time, shifts and things shifting that's you can't explain. And I've experienced a lot of that recently. And the mystical dreams, people, we discount that, never discount that. That's all real.
Yes.
While your body's resting, your spirit never does. And so that's that space, that uninhibited space where, the quantum field can connect with you.
Yes.
And never be afraid of that. You are never at risk of anything. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and nothing has any power over you because we all have equal free will. So fear is actually the lower frequency that invites the other lower frequencies in. So if you really want to get into a space where if it does show up, you're not going to see it as a negative and go, oh, there's that annoying person in the room, right? That's what it appears to be. So I want to share that with people. It's time to set the fear aside because the fear is what we've been told. The things that we don't know or don't understand, we've been told we should be afraid of. It keeps us powerless. Why? Because if we tapped into what we were, it would blow away the whole system. And that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Well, that's exactly why Spirit told me internally to turn off the news, mainstream news, in 2001. And at that time, I didn't know why, but I was obedient to Spirit. I remember when I got the download from Spirit, turn off, it was 2 weeks after 9/11. Nothing was on but news. Yep. And Spirit said, turn off, and it was internal, not auto, it wasn't outside of me, it was inside of me.
Yes.
Spirit said, turn off that news and never turn it back on again, loud and clear, internally. And I said, why? And I was like, I don't know why you're telling me to do this, Spirit. Yeah, I'm kind of talking to myself now. And I shut it off and never turned it back on. But exactly what you're saying, it's almost, quote unquote, the job of mainstream news to keep keep the masses
fearful,
in a state of fear. Because that's how we give away our power. When we're in the state of fear, we're handing over our power. But when we know how powerful we are, that there is nothing to fear.
Nothing. And everyone on this channel right now, everyone watching this interview knows that that this is true, and it's addictive. It can be addictive because here's what they do. They'll have this rotten story and the opposing rotten story. And then they start arguing with each other. Of course, you as the viewer are going to take a side. So now you're into the debate, and that vibration goes lower and lower. So just in case you're not, with this party thinking this way, they're going to give you another opposition and pull you over here to go into that negative space. So I want to share something. I just shot a video like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people realize this. There are seemingly good, and I'm not going to pick on any of these guys because I know that so many of them have great intentions, and I actually have seen some of them go into a very positive space from what they were doing. But these conspiracy theory channels,
yes,
I want you guys to remember this. First of all, we have no way of knowing any of it's true.
Right.
So why listen to it anyways? B, if it is true, so what? What are you putting your attention on?
Right.
C, do you think that this information that you're getting could be very frightening and depressing?
Yes.
I want you to ask yourself what the intentions of those YouTube channel are.
Right.
And you think they're doing you a favor? Are they actually no different than the news that's putting the crap on? I want you to remember, you're going, these guys are great. They're opposing the government.
Right.
Are they? Are they great? They're opposing again and giving you some really nasty information that scares the heck out of you.
Yes.
Think about it.
And also, we know universal law, I know it persists. Well, what you resist, that's what I'm trying to, what you resist persists. So yes, it's all vibration. So if what you're watching, whether it be alternative news and it's putting you in a low, it's fearful, stop watching that. It's not anything that's bringing your vibration low is not serving. It's not serving you.
No. So this, battling cancer, battling drugs has not improved anything.
It's made it
actually
stronger.
gotten worse.
It's made it stronger because it puts more tension.
Yeah.
Whatever you're fighting,
it's
more attention.
Exactly. Whatever you're looking at and focusing on, and the more you actually don't like it, the more you're creating it.
So true.
And so I want to share with you guys what my download was. So first of all, we've gone through so many changes, and what happened last year in particular was very crazy year because even electronics and things were going haywire. I had a lot of that. It was weird.
Yes.
And then I actually had friends who are not into this stuff at all call me and go, "You're into this stuff. What's going on?" I said, "Why?" They're like, "Well, this happened and this happened, and all this weird stuff." And it's like, it's one thing. I said, "Yeah, there's a shift going on right now."
Yes.
So first of all, let's just say none of this is bad.
Okay.
It's our opinion and how we view things that makes it negative because we're told that there's no value in change that could be a little bit uncomfortable. So we're going to talk about pulling you through all of this in the most positive, high frequency way that you're going to embrace it and feel so good about it.
Awesome.
So we went through all of this stuff and I told people, put on your seatbelt. Remember that really great job you want with people that respect you? Well, guess what? You might lose your job and go, "What happened?" You put the message out, and guess what? You are the universe. So you got exactly what you asked for, right? It was given. That's what asking it is given means.
Yes.
And then the relationship. Somebody's acting up and getting worse, and you're like, "What happened? I'm doing all the right things." Yes, you're not in the frequency of that person. Right. It's okay to let things go.
Yes.
And bless them. Yes. Don't oppose it.
Right.
Don't oppose the boss at work. Bless him and say, "I can't work with you anymore.
Yes.
I can't because I don't feel you respect me, and I find another job first before you do that." I was telling people, before you have that talk, make sure you got something lined up.
Yes.
So many people struggling with self-esteem and loving themselves, or financial abundance is a huge one because we have to shift into a new way of thinking and operating in order to open up the abundant, gateways.
Yes.
And that's happening right now. And so the struggle is actually forcing you to make the change. So here's the download.
Okay.
This is just a couple days ago. I actually have huge changes going on for me. Something got put in my face and I had to make a decision.
Okay.
And this house that I absolutely love, I was going to renovate. Everything about it I love. My life, my friends, everything. I have to let it go because I can't possibly renovate this. It would be a nightmare. There's so many things going. It's an older home. All the things that are going on. And it was like one thing after another. I'm talking everything was going down. Refrigerator, the water heater, the this. And it was like, just in case I was questioning whether or not I should, renovate and stay here, it would throw something else at me, a $500 water bill. And then the tree, fell on the roof. And I went, I get it. I got to leave.
Okay.
So I go, okay, this is going to be an amazing, fun adventure. I can't let it go. And that's that not being attached to things, right?
Right.
So, and so a lot of things are coming up, and I was standing in the bathroom and I got this message, exactly what you were talking about. People listen what Caroline said. When you get that strong voice in your head and it's not you talking, it's like somebody else is talking to you.
Yes.
Not like crazy stuff. No cray here.
Right.
So listen to it. And so I looked at 3 different places and I wanted one very badly. And the voice in the middle of the night, this isn't the download. The voice in the middle of the night said, do not take this place. Another one will come up. And I went, oh, I love this place. Why do I need to wait? And I went, okay. And sure enough, something amazing came up.
Right.
I was in the bathroom, standing there getting ready. And the voice said, we're in the shift.
Okay.
Everything you are experiencing right now is what you personally have to clear up.
Okay.
To go into the next dimension.
I got you.
If you are experiencing relationship issues, if you're experiencing anything, it is the universe is putting it in your face right now because that's what's left that you must clear out. Okay. So if you experience a struggle, you're purposely getting something right now to show you that this is the thing that you must work on and clear it out because we're going. We went into 4th already, by the way.
Yes.
If somebody's not experiencing that, that's okay. It's not too late. You can still start to work on yourself and go into that higher frequency. More and more people are getting away from the trying to manifest the stuff, and they're realizing we don't have a lot of time here. So what's happening right now is this shift of people now recognizing that let's just say the challenges are not something going bad. Right. It is the remnant of all that stuff we've been experiencing. There's a remnant left for you. So I'll give you an example. One of my viewers, I won't say her name because I didn't get permission to say her name, but she struggled with abuse her whole life from her family. Okay. And then she had some friends that, took her under their wing like parents, and sure enough, some abuse started to happen there. And so she wrote me this very long letter and said,
you just froze. Landria, your internet just froze. Let's see, hopefully, it's not Landria, it's me. Okay, let's see if I can get this internet to come back. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see.
No love.
Oh,
from everybody.
Are you back? Oh, my internet. Oh my goodness. I can't believe my internet just did that because I just got high-speed internet.
Are we off?
No,
we're still recording.
We're still recording.
Okay.
But you were frozen. So basically we're still recording and it got me, because we're recording on my computer, it didn't knock us out. We're
Okay.
still recording and we're still connected. But there was a glitch because I saw a little yellow thing over the network feed. There was a glitch in my internet and you froze. So what you said, nobody heard. So
okay. So one of my viewers who I've been communicating with, just beautiful little angel, has gone through a lifetime of just the most horrific abuse you can imagine. And then she finally gets this minister at school and who takes her under her wing. It's a woman, and then introduces her to the husband, and they just befriend her. And it's the most normal kind of, family kind of situation she could imagine. She finally finds this unconditional, wonderful love. And then the husband hits on her, and she's so disillusioned and said, she's writing me, she said, I don't get loved here, and I don't get loved here. And then I finally thought I had that unconditional love, and then I've never had unconditional love. And, I said, do you hear what's going on here?
Yeah, I hear it loud.
You hear it.
Yes, yes.
You think all these people are going to give it to you, and honey, you've got the ruby red slippers on. You always had them. I said, this is your message. You're going to keep getting those relationships that don't come through for you because you don't know you already have the unconditional love.
That's it.
I said, you just said it 10 times in your email. I don't have unconditional love. Why am I not getting? Because you've already got it. And here is exactly what we all must recognize, and that is, we have everything right here. And you have the power, you have the access to everything. You have absolutely everything you could possibly need. And everything that happens, those challenges, welcome them. They are the remnants of what you must clear out. If you battle them, they will continue to show up, and you will not transcend or ascend to the next dimension, because you're still dealing with stuff that's not real. That's a story that you're telling yourself, or the things that you're supposed to learn that you're not, because you think it shouldn't be happening.
Right.
And so when you face it and you say, wait a minute, this is my cosmic message. I say, have you ever seen my cosmic telegram?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
it's cool. But now you're right on. You're right on.
The cosmic telegram is the universe is always giving you messages, but you're not opening them and reading them. And so the bottom line is that she wasn't even listening to herself talk or recognize what's the pattern here. Yeah. There's a pattern. So what am I doing, and how do I have to now switch into that new reality and be that new person who stops behaving and thinking and acting, like believing like the person who's struggling with that.
Yes.
And so there are no problems right now. In fact, welcome the fact that whatever's showing up is, yay, I'm going to finally get to deal with this and get rid of it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to battle it. What's the pattern? Watch the YouTube channels, read the books, get the help, but know that power still comes from you, and you can absolutely dissipate it, because we're going to go in an era that's going to be so amazing and beautiful and peaceful that no matter what shows up, because we're still on planet Earth,
yes,
you'll see it completely different. It's not going to be a struggle anymore. You're going to go, oh, there it is again, or whatever, and you'll actually find half of it's humorous. It's like watching the Keystone Cops at the time, right?
Yes, yes. But it's so true what you're sharing. It's so true. I hear it. And as soon as you started sharing that the email from your listener, I'm like, yeah, here's that pattern that who's creating? You're creating. You're the same people are coming into your life with different different faces, but the same exact because who's the common denominator? You.
Exactly. Exactly. You just said it.
Yes. So that unconditional love is who you are. We are. That's the essence of who we are, is unconditional love.
Well, I had unconditional love, and I have to share with you that I had a dream that was last night, just after I got this download that I needed to share this with everybody. And we know that we have to deal with stuff, but the download is we're at a different place now with that.
Yes.
And that is, this is the remnant of what you need to deal with. Clear it up now because we're going. So you have a chance. Like I said, if there's anything that's in your face, deal with it now. This is like your opportunity to say, what's left? And then I went into this most amazing dream.
Mm-hmm.
It was beyond enlightenment. It was, I can't even, see, this is the problem. When you go into those spaces, you can't describe it to people.
Right.
I was in a space that was beyond enlightenment, beyond the word love, beyond anything I've ever experienced.
Has no words for it. There's
no words. And it was all night. And I realized we are moving into something so powerful and big, so powerful. And I'm going to tell you, I had the feeling that something really big, and this was part of the download, something very big is going to happen. No one will know when or what it is. And people say, it's going to be the solar flare. I said, so? Big deal, big whoop. I think it'd be a cool way to go. Yeah.
When you know there's nothing to fear, it's like, okay,
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm expecting something great and wonderful because there's nothing to fear.
Yeah, Caroline, you mean I'm going to die? What? News at 11. Shocker. Yeah, you're going to die. I'm going to go with a solar flare.
And then as soon as you die, you realize there is no death.
But yeah, then you go, wait a second. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And we were down there worried about what?
Yes.
The thing for us is that we need to work through, and I'm going to use the need word. People are, you should never need anything, but we need to right now get our acts together because we're here on a mission. Yeah, you're going to go over to Total Bliss and work out stuff over there. If you don't work it here, you don't get off the hook, by the way.
Right.
But
exactly.
You have an opportunity to do it on the most difficult planet in the universe. And what you're doing is going to transcend the planet. You have a huge responsibility.
Yes.
You didn't come down here just to be you. You came down here as a unified agreement. Special souls came down here because this is an amazingly difficult task. So every single person alive right now agreed to be a part of this transformation of this planet. And if we don't do our job, but I got to tell you something, I really believe that we've done it and that we're on our way. Many catastrophes that were predicted by Edgar Cayce and Nostradamus have not come to fruition. And they said that there's nothing they predict that cannot be changed because we have free will.
Exactly.
Right? So those were warnings more than anything, that this is what you're headed for if you don't change. And I believe we have.
Yes.
And I think when we focus on kindness, love, the heart, going with our intuition, not worrying about whatever other people think, quit arguing with people, see yourself, as you said, Caroline, you are the other.
Yes.
We are one. We are not different countries or colors or religions or sexes or anything else. We are one energy expressing itself. We should celebrate that and respect each other's opinions. Only the ego has to argue an opinion. And then you go to the other side and you go, that was what? That was like, what the? This is what we are. And we're down there. I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
Yes, from the other side. And I honestly, I agree with you 1,000%. I say we have to own that we did choose to come here. And we knew it would be difficult, but we chose it. And those difficulties are actually our greatest blessings because those challenges are what propel us to wake up.
Yes.
We always have free will. We can wake up when we have those challenges, or we can go deeper into the sleep. But those challenges we put in place to help wake us up.
Well, I'm sure you get this a lot too. And that is, I'll have people say, oh, they're okay with some challenges like the job change and all that stuff. As soon as somebody gets cancer, they go, are you telling me that I ordered my cancer? I said, yeah. Yeah, I know I'm going to get some backlash on that one. I go, so you can't have it both ways. You can't like I'm not responsible for my illness and all these things,
Right.
but I'm responsible when good things happen. No,
Exactly.
you're either on board or you're not, you know?
That's true. That's true. And mainstream, they want to, I'll take ownership of the great stuff that happened. But I'm blaming everybody else on the other stuff.
Because you said it, Caroline. You just said it a minute ago. Because they don't see the value in that challenge.
Exactly.
They see it's bad and it shouldn't be happening because we're told bad things shouldn't happen and they're bad and why is this? They don't get the lessons, but those can be big challenges. When you own it, you can heal yourself. That is a fact.
Exactly.
That's empowering. Welcome it. Say, I did it, which means I can undo it.
Yes. It's very exactly. Yes. And not only that, when you own it, you have the power to undo it. That's when it starts to transform. Yes. That's when you stop pushing against it.
And you're at peace.
Against it, it's gonna come back.
Peace and acceptance. Peace and acceptance says, I'm not battling it. It is no longer an enemy. Yes. There's no war here anymore. It's like, let's put our arms down and say, all right, what is it? How did this happen? And I can change this. And boy, it's like Dolores Cannon, man. I love her because, I'm a certified quantum healing hypnosis technique, and she was doing spontaneous healings. One of my, I'll just say clients, I just saw recently is a completely one session, and she lost 15 pounds, got rid of a bad relationship that wasn't doing well. Right. Got clients, her work has flourished. She's a totally new. The next day, her daughter said, wow, who are you? Like, it was so noticeable. And that is that darkness, that lower frequency we hang on to, that when you recognize that it's not real, you're creating it. Yes. You change the story. Yes. You can change the story, and then then you realize how powerful you are, and that it's really that simple and that complicated, because we've been doing it for so long. It's like I said, you said, like watching the news or the conspiracy theories, it's addictive, and they like that to be addictive. Yes. They want you on the prescriptions, eating the junk food and all the stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The food and the drug administration are in bed together. Yeah. Let's give them bad food so they can take our drugs. Give them more bad food so they can take our drugs. And that is such a no-brainer. There's so many things to me that are such a no-brainer. I'm like, masses, how do you get duped?
You know what, Caroline? This is why I love your radio show, and I really was so happy to talk with you, because you and I, we know this stuff, right? But we go to the other side that says, don't battle it. Right. We're not here. I'm not here to oppose the government. Right. In fact, I say, those are blessings. Go for it, because you have no power over me. I don't have to take the drugs. I don't have to eat the crap. And so we are empowerment. And I shared with people, I said, if you want to really put your power into control, when we stop using certain things, they're going to start making the stuff that we do use. Exactly. Even if it's because they're greedy and they want to make money, I'm okay with that. Right. If it helps the planet. Every time I go into Walmart, there are more and more organic products in Walmart. Right. Because that's what we want. That's because we're eating it and we're choosing it. And this is the power we wield. People are like, well, I can't. This is all baloney. Take responsibility. Don't give me that. I have a thing on my channel. I said, I don't want to see any butts. No butts on my channel. Because I was, Landria butt. I said, I don't want to see your butt. Don't show him your butt to me. Okay. Yes. So true. We have a no butt zone on my channel, and they start laughing. They said, "Oh yeah," they hear themselves go, "But what about the homeless people?" I said, "Yeah." So your assumption is that they're not awakened. I said that you're more awakened or happier than they are. I said, I know more millionaires that are ready to blow their brains out. Right. Some of the people on the street, and that's part of their journey and experience too, and part of us as a collective to end that. Yes. So what are we going to do, provided they want it? And that, we're not going to interfere with their journey, but we as a society can change the structure
Yes.
so that that never has to happen again. And so that is our reminder that we still have a lot of work to do. So instead of complaining on my channel about, what about the homeless and it makes me sick? And I said, I asked them, I said, I'll bet you every person that made a comment, not one of them is out donating their time,
Right.
their money, their resources. I said,
Exactly.
do you have it? Yeah, not one of them. They're, oh, they feel, what about? I said, yeah, well, I do. I give money. It's automatically coming out of my account every month because those people that are out in the trenches working for different causes.
Right.
I don't have the time. I've got my own stuff I'm doing for people.
Right.
I give them the money.
Right.
So, and if you can't, if you can't give money, then you give
time.
whatever way you can. So
Yes.
there's no excuses.
There's
I don't want to hear it,
Yes. If you see a problem, then you can be the solution. At least take steps to be the solution, because we are all interconnected. And that one small act of kindness, it ripples throughout the universe. One small act of kindness.
It absolutely does. And I'm talking about opening the door and smiling at somebody. I'm serious. It starts with that. It's like you said, butterfly wings, right?
Yes.
Well, it's so, and I always hear, oh boy, this is my favorite. Well, I have to get first before I can give. I said, that's why you don't have.
The universe works.
That's why they don't have it, because they're telling the universe that, and the universe is making it real. By the way, that is true.
That's the universal
You're
law.
making it true. Your reality is what you believe. So if you believe that you can't give until you get, you will never get, because you believe that there's no abundance. No abundance exists right now. I lack.
Yes.
And so that lack is, when you give, your message is abundance. Part of my training is everybody knows that I take everything and I flip it over. I don't use law of attraction.
Right.
We do reality shifts. We do quantum physics. We shift into reality. We don't track anything. We're always just shifting into it. We have to be that person. Yeah, and the other thing is, I don't use asking is given. I think it's the wrong context. You're always asking, and the universe is always giving. But people think it's about asking for something or whatever. And I said, that is the message of me, asking and getting. I said, what if we turned it around and said, giving?
Yes.
Giving and receiving, because when you give, you're receiving it immediately. There's no delay in that.
Right.
And so I'm giving. I said, what? And the other thing it does, it completely pulls your focus off of your worries and your struggles. Yeah. So I know that's the toughest thing. Believe me, it's easy to say, but if you're worried, you wake up at 3 a.m. stressing out about money or relationship or job or anything.
Right.
It's easier said than done to say, oh, I'm just going to go into this, happy mode. But if you switch over and you're focused, again, the quantum focus on giving, and you see that reaction, that's maybe 1 hour that you're not thinking about your worries and yourself, but you're putting a positive message and a higher frequency, which in turn is coming to you tenfold. What does the Bible says that? I tell people, I've never read the Bible. I said, they'll get really upset with me, but I said, I don't need to, because what I do know is what the Bible teaches. Yes. And you all have access to that information, whether you've read the Bible or not.
Because it's in your heart.
Yeah, it's all pretty easy stuff, really.
Yes.
So yeah, it's this, like I said, and I had a 2019 global warning, not warming, global warning video, and I think people are probably expecting something really bad when they watched it. And it was basically, get your act together. Yeah. It's happening. It's amazing. Something huge is coming. Don't be afraid. And no matter what happens out there, if you switch your thinking and you go, yay, it's shaking up, because think about this. If stuff doesn't crumble and dissolve, we can't go into that new world, that new earth.
Let go of the old to build the new. And it's so great. And we know science, and we know everything is energy and frequency. So as we raise our frequency, we naturally, I know when I awoken, the first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to wake everybody up. I wanted to run to people in the street and shake them. Wake up!
Yeah,
saying, you want to share. You want to give. That's part of waking up. That's a part of raising your frequency.
It is.
It comes naturally. Yeah.
It is. And I want to really stress too, because I think there's frustration with people that want to do that to the point where they don't realize that sometimes people have to go through the absolute darkest night, and that we're not here to tell them how that journey unfolds. We're just here to raise our frequency, and they will start to come on board too and get it. And that's why people like you and I, who can get in the public eye and, you know, use the internet for amazing things, can help share that frequency and allow others to make that choice.
Exactly.
Because I'm not here to change anybody's mind or tell them what they should or shouldn't think. We're sharing nothing but a positive message of, like you just said, oppose nothing, no conflict, blame no one, take full responsibility, and understand this is just one journey, one crazy, awesome, who knows what it is, journey. Right. Nobody has that answer. The Dalai Lama doesn't have that answer.
Right.
And that being human doesn't mean you stop experiencing some of the pain. It's what you do with it that determines your frequency. And when it comes in and it no longer is a threat. Fear is the belief that there is a threat to you physically, or that you are or aren't going to receive something. It's a belief that there's a threat.
Right.
A belief.
Yes.
When you stop believing that there's a threat, and you know that you are invincible because your energy, you cannot be created nor destroyed, and that you've been 1,000,001 different things,
yes,
in forms that we can't even possibly imagine, you realize it's a fun game, and that nothing really holds that much importance anymore other than the love you give.
Yes. That is key.
Yeah. Unconditional, no judgment. By the way, we aren't judged, and so we can't, but they're doing so what? What are you doing? You're judging them right now. So let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And that's tough not to judge. I find myself, in my head making comments about stuff like, I'm like, whoa, knock that off. There's a judgment.
I do the same thing.
We all do it.
No judgment. They're on their journey, and all, like you said, and like I say, I introduced the show. My mission is to inspire. And inspire means go within. I want everybody to go within and live their truth, not be dictated to by society and culture, right, but what is true, what resonates as true in your heart. Live that. Yes. And all I try to do is inspire people to do that. And what you were talking about, it's I like the word responsibility, meaning our response to what is. What is truly neutral.
Yes.
And we label it bad or good or evil. We label things, but we are creating it, and it's neutral until we give it a label. And so the key is our response to it. How do we respond to what is? I love loving what is.
Yes, and you're right, because as soon as you label it, it becomes your reality, which makes it real.
Yes.
So when somebody argues a point, they're right. Yeah. It's right. It's real for them. Exactly. And it may not be real for you. So there's no use in arguing anything. It is absolutely ridiculous to argue anything.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Oh, when people get on my channel and make comments, I said, I'm not here to debate.
I don't debate.
If you don't want to believe it, don't. I'm just sharing my thoughts.
You're sharing your truth.
And that's it.
And they're welcome to share their truth.
Yeah. And
there's no need to, we can agree to do, okay, that's your truth. This is my truth. Hey, I still love you. I still love you. And I want the best for you. We don't have to agree on everything.
No, and we're all evolving. And there is a major shift. So when I was over at my place, I've got an amazing place. I'm going to start sharing that on my videos. As you can probably see,
it looks like you're getting packed up over there. Yeah.
I have a big sale going on this week. I am like, once again, purging tons of stuff and shifting my energy once again. And I thought I had it all so cool. And I said, we're always evolving.
We're
And
always
so when I got that message and said, whatever you experience that is unpleasant, all of this is, by the way, so positive for me. It's amazing.
yes,
But
yes,
whatever comes up that might be unpleasant or that, might challenge you a little bit, because I don't see anything as unpleasant anymore. It's just like, okay, what is this and how do I handle this?
right,
And shift into that higher frequency. There's
yes,
always going to be remnants of stuff. Whatever that's showing up, like I said, this is what you must deal with and clear up, or it will continue to stay with you. And once you clear this up, I want everybody to know you're going into an amazing place that will blow your mind. We are going to start doing what I call, and it's the end of my course,
okay,
living in miracles.
okay.
We're going to live life in miracles. It's
I
not
love
going
it.
to be, yeah. So I start to, in every lesson, I start blowing off the gateways, opening the doors. I actually have gateways meditations. We open up gateways.
Okay,
And what I do is not tell people what to do. I say, let's expand you.
yes,
Let's expand you. By the time we get done, the question is, are you now in a new reality? Is there any part of all this stuff that we went through that you're thinking differently about, that maybe
right,
there are other ways to see the world or your life, or that it's off the charts, amazing journey, and you can change it any time you want. You have that power.
and you
Use
know
these
moment.
challenges. They're positive. They're wonderful. Handle them. Face them.
Yes,
Don't battle them. What do I need? Blame no one. Those characters in your play, they're
yes,
serving a purpose. And
yes,
they may or may not get the message, or maybe they were there because you guys agreed that they were going to be the jerk this time, and that you were
yes,
going to, right?
yes, yes,
I'll
yes.
be the jerk this time.
Yes, 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 yes. And actually, we make those soul agreements because
Yeah.
we are sovereign,
Yeah.
divine sovereign being. Nothing, we cannot experience anything that we did not agree to in spirit.
Exactly.
Yes,
Free will absolutely cannot be infringed on,
yes,
including this planet. There's a hands-off policy here.
yes,
There's some
yes,
things that they can do, but I even said to people, this is going to be, that whole thing about why this was fun. You thought this was fun, right?
Well, I do have that
I
conversation.
agreed. Yeah.
I have that conversation with my higher self every now and then. I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, I do. All right.
There
Yeah.
are moments, yeah. There
Yeah.
are moments. There's a
Yeah.
lot of moments, and especially when you go in awakened state, as you know, you just don't get the challenges anymore. If people could say anything to you, it's actually sort of funny. You
Yeah.
don't go to that space anymore. It
Right.
doesn't even exist anymore. It's dissolved. But at the same time, I'm like, what part of this was fun? So
Yeah.
I said, I'm starting to go into some conversations that I've never gone into before, and that is, big concern about people is life on other planets. And I tell people, do you really think that those other planets don't have families and civilizations just like us? What part of that is so weird to think?
Right.
I mean, why is that so strange to think that I think it's really cool. It's like other countries, and they look different. They have different,
Yes.
customs and stuff, and they're just on another planet instead of another continent. What big whoop?
Yeah.
I mean, and they have technology. Whoa! Oh my gosh! You mean they actually have technology more than what we do? Jeez, we're just like in the dark ages. This is ridiculous.
Yes.
So I mean.
There is nothing to fear, and those civilizations of higher consciousness,
Yes.
they already know that we're one, meaning the universe. There is no separation. So they're not. People sometimes worry about, well, what about aliens coming down? There's nothing. Please,
Yeah, please,
the higher
please. Oh, you're welcome.
See, they're not coming to save us from ourselves.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, they're not coming to destroy us, and they're not coming to save us from ourselves. We created this. We got to deal with it.
And I'm like, we're
they're just-
locking our doors. We're killing each other.
Yes.
We argue. We eat garbage and poison each other. We poison our lawns and our kids and all this stuff.
Yes.
And we're worried about a spaceship showing up.
No, they're watching us. They're watching us from a distance saying, okay, are they going to wake up down there? Because they want to play with us when we wake up. That's the thing.
We shoot at them.
Yeah.
We wonder why they haven't landed yet and said, hey, here we are. Yeah? You see what we do when they do? Let's blow it out of the sky. They're like, oh, they're
like, yeah, no. We don't want to go anywhere near their planet until they wake up.
Hyperspace and get out of here because these guys are still crazy down there.
Yes.
Right?
But no, truly, because I do listen to some ET teachings, which I really think are very credible. One of my favorite ET is Elon. And his, you can find him on YouTube. The channel, I forget the name of the channel, but just Google Elon E-L-A-N channeling. And it's back in the 90s. He was the person that was channeling him. Andrew doesn't channel anymore, but there's all of his teachings from the 90s, and it's great.
Was that taken up by Bashar after that?
Well, Bashar, actually, Andrew back in the 90s was channeling Bashar and Elon. And they're both very similar, but
they talk alike. Yes,
it's very, very similar. But it's something about Elon's personality that I like better than I learned of Bashar from Daryl. But then I was looking for Bashar and found Elon. So, but it's really, really good. See, you made me forget the point. Oh, that Elon, they're waiting. They're watching and waiting for us to wake up. So when we wake up, they can play with us. That's what they want.
Yeah,
but we have to wake up first. They're not going to come near us till we wake up.
And they're allowing us to make our individual free will choices to decide what we do. And I'm telling you guys, we're doing it. It's happening. Yeah. And if you're feeling that the world's going to hell in a handbasket, then you might.
That's my mom's favorite saying. My mom was always. She watched
I want to know what channels you're looking at because
my mom would watch the news. My mom transitioned in March 2011, but my mom's favorite. She watched the news, and she knew at that time I would not watch the news. She's older, and I'm taking care of her in her senior years, and she's watching the news all day long, and I'm not watching. But she'll call me. Caroline, come watch this, and I'm like, Ma, I don't want to watch this for a reason. But after she watches it, the first thing she'll say, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Ma, did you really have to watch that? But then, hey, if that's what you want to do.
And that's our parents' generation. They didn't know anything else. You would never talk about the things that we do. So that's just really amazing that so much you're able to. And that's I'm really sensing that people. And I did post a few videos on aliens and actually revealed some very different stuff about myself that I've never told anybody.
Oh.
Yes, and that was that I have had for years and years and years and years and years and years, as long as I can remember, distinct dreams about being on another planet in a completely different society, and the details of that, right down to I can draw the cities. I can tell you information, and the planet was, and that really, I thought, I got to go there. I got to go there because I think there's a lot of people that want to talk about this that won't, because they think, well, then, it's okay if we talk about spirituality, but if we talk about, memories of something that's a little out there, it might be, that's a little too scary. I'm like, there's nothing off limits for me. Nothing.
Yeah. Same with me.
It like I said, you're either open or you're not, because oh yes, and oh no, well I can't. Oh, now that's cray cray, and I'm like, wait a second. We're talking about all this other.
Wait a second. But us having wars and killing each other over and over again, that's not cray cray. What has war ever solved? Us, I kind of think.
I'll tell you what it is. It solves some money problems for a very small.
For very small, maybe people. 2%, maybe 3% of the population.
Yeah, keep them in turmoil. That's good.
Yes.
So,
if mainstream society is not cray-cray, I don't know what is.
But this is, it is bizarre that we're even like that. We really have these rules about what, and this is the brainwashing, and this is the the matrix that when you look at it, you think, wait a minute, that makes no sense at all that we would restrict ourselves. We know all this other stuff is true. The Bible, these things you shall do and more. You know, you can manifest a castle as easy as a button. You can move mountains. What does all this mean? Maybe it's not literally the way we think it is, but when you shift in a different reality, that mountain's on another side.
Yes.
Somebody understood. They said, oh, you mean we're not actually moving the mountain? I said, no, because the person that sees it a certain way doesn't have that ability.
Remember, we're not living in a physical universe.
Right.
It's not physical. You take anything, and I learned this in 7th grade when we were studying atoms and molecules. You take anything and put it under a high-powered microscope. What do you see?
It's not solid.
It's not solid. You see these tiny moving particles, meaning there's life in there. It's energy. It's all energy. And all
it's intelligent.
Yes. All it is here is denser. The energy, I say there is no separation between the physical and the spiritual. It's all spiritual. But this what we call physicality is just denser spiritualness, of spirituality.
Scientists will tell you there is nothing that's solid.
Nothing solid. My 7th grade science teacher told me that. And when he told me that, a light bulb went off inside of me, because it said, what he's teaching you now is truth. Nothing is solid. We do not live in a solid universe. So yes, that mountain can just disappear in front of our eyes because it's not solid.
But I also want you to remember that this is one possibility, and that is when you shift into another reality, the mountain is
the other side.
In someplace else, because you have to be the person that sees the mountain in that other place. That's why I said, if you're sitting there going, I'm going to move the mountain, that's not the person that can.
Exactly.
You have to be the person that shifts into when I told somebody that, they went, oh my gosh, I got it. That made sense, because they're like, how can I move a mountain? No, you're not going to physically move the mountain. You are actually just shifting over where the mountain is actually someplace else.
Exactly.
You are now a different person, just like, this is my pen, the pen story. Everybody loves the pen story.
Yes.
When you let things go, and you're in a space of no limits, and you know that nothing's impossible, then when you have a thought, you manifest with a thought, and it's a little scary sometimes, because you're going, whoa.
Right.
Okay. When I lost my favorite pen, I knew it didn't leave the house. I knew it was in the house somewhere.
Right. I
ripped this desk apart numerous times. I went through every purse, everything, and I finally said, oh well, I guess, and I'm a little anal. I've got like 5 different pens, and I line them up next to my computer. And then I have another computer, so they're like trapped.
Right.
And then they have this, so they can't roll anyways. I don't know where they go. I line them up next to each other, and I use different colors for things. I'm a writer, right?
Yes.
So, I finally said, it's impossible for this thing to be gone. So I thought, oh, well, months later, I again thought about it, and I thought, I wonder what happened to that pen. And I looked down at the pens, and it wasn't there. I got up and did a few things. I came back, and the pen was there. Caroline, I am not making this up.
I believe you.
I am not making this up. This is one of the most bizarre things I've ever experienced. And I thought, this is really not impossible, but
I've had that happen.
Okay, thank you. Those of you.
I want to share one of my stories, but before I even share the story, I want to let you know why that is. And this is Bashar and Elon's teaching. In every now moment, we are shifting.
Yes.
We are shifting. So we are shifting realities in every now moment. And
I knew the pen was there, and when I put thought into it, I shifted into the reality where it was
right there. Exactly. Now you see my earrings. I always wear the same earrings. These are my favorite earrings, and I lost one of them. Now I lose them all the time. Normally, if I forget to take them off before I go to sleep, they're in the bed somewhere. I usually lose one, and it's in the bed. But I lost one, And for months I could not find it. And I was almost, I thought, because I couldn't find it, I was at the hot yoga studio. I'm like, oh my God, if I lost it in the studio. I looked through all, after class, I was looking everywhere in the locker room, everywhere I couldn't find. I was like, oh my God, it's lost, right? And so, because I thought I lost it not in the house, I thought, oh, my favorite earring is gone. But at least a month later, now, and I hardly ever go into the guest bathroom, which used to be my son's bathroom. I hardly ever go in there except to clean. But I went in there, and this earring was hanging on the light switch. You know, the light switch knob? It was hanging on the light switch.
Now, tell everybody about your son.
Yes, Kyle. I know Kyle put it there. I don't know where.
Kyle is not with, Kyle has transitioned. So just so you guys know.
Yes. Kyle is in spirit. And he transitioned about 4 years ago, but I know he's still with me. And
gave you your earring back, Caroline. That's amazing.
Yes, because how would it be hanging?
No.
From the light switch. How do you
Caroline, he purposely put it there to let you know it was him, because if it was on the floor, you'd say, oh, it just showed up. But the fact that it was hanging there was blatantly saying, yes, it's me. I'm giving it back to you.
Yes,
that is
so
amazing.
That is so amazing. But yes, I've had that same thing happen though with, I'm looking for something. I look 1 minute, it's not there. I look in the same spot again and it is there. I've had that happen. And that's because we are literally shifting realities every minute. So the question is, what reality do you want to shift to? Focus on the reality you want to shift to.
Yes, and we're always shifting. So
we're always shifting.
It isn't like, how do I shift? It's like, you're doing it right now. How do I manifest? You're doing it right now. Exactly. It's like you just said, Caroline, and that's the key. What do you want to manifest? Where do you want to shift? Because all of it's the same thing. It's manifesting is shifting into that reality where that thing that exists will now appear because your focus is on it, but you have to be that person. So the same person that is thinking lack cannot be over here with whatever it is you desire, because that person thinks differently. And I think that's what people do. They're thinking this way, and I'm going to do this. And then I'm like, wait a second. You're still thinking and acting like this person over here. So this is when we have to really be on it every moment. And I always tell people with my 3-second manifesting video that was so popular, it's because it was so simple. And I said, every second, I want you to ask yourself, what am I manifesting? It's a thought. Every thought is manifesting.
Yes.
So catch yourself. Do it all day. What am I manifesting? I just had a negative thought. And ask yourself, what am I manifesting? And catch it and go over to that positive thought, because even if you don't really believe it, at least you're conditioning yourself. And at some point you're going to go, why wouldn't I have the good job or the good relationship? Or why? You start to go, wait a minute, it doesn't even make sense to think that way over here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's so true. It's so true. And remembering that you are, like you say, people ask, well, how do I shift? You're always shifting.
Yes.
That's what we are. We're shifters.
Yes. We're shifters.
Not drifters, but shifters.
Well, think about it. If you decide not to go to the store, your life is completely different from that moment on. Just every simple little decision, and it includes a thought. And this is what I think most of us, like you said, we think that's the material world and physical decisions versus the thoughts. We think the thoughts aren't doing it. The thoughts are even more powerful. They're actually creating what's going on out here.
Exactly.
Those thoughts are so powerful. Watch it every minute. You got to be the gatekeeper, because this is now when it's going to get accelerated manifesting, accelerated miracles, acceleration of everything. And this is why my download was clear it out now. Whatever's left, here's your message. Clear it out. What is it that's hanging around? My little friend that's with Unconditional Love.
Yes.
Know that you always had it. You always will. That's who you are. It's not coming from the outside world, people or things. it's you. You
Yes.
are it.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so if there's
Everything comes
yeah,
from within.
exactly. If there's anybody out there that is clinging to this world and how things are moving or who's doing what or whatever, can you look at it and realize, wait a minute, that's all a facade, and it's what I'm telling myself about it. It's that thought that's creating all of it. And even if some things seem the same, you're going to think differently about it. So your world will shift into a new reality because you no longer see certain things as a problem. You just go, oh, there's my crabby boss again. And then pretty soon your energy, and I get these stories are amazing. People, when they shift into a new way of viewing challenges, the boss starts to treat them differently.
Yes.
Because that's energy. And they're
It's
picking up on a positive energy.
Yes.
And there's no conflict anymore. And then, you know, it's like, wow, they know if you're upset or not. And then all of a sudden you're not upset and they're like, oh, okay. And you see the changes around you and how people are treating you and who comes into your life and who goes out of your life.
Yes.
Right? That's happening a lot too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's all, and it truly is when we realize in the here and now, which to me is a very, knowing that in every now moment that you are creating what you are experiencing, and then you have the choice of labeling it bad or good, and you have the choice of what you want to focus on. Just the simplest thing, just the, you know, that you have abundance. Everything is abundant. The world is full of abundance. Totally. And everything is energy, and we bring that abundance to us by the focus on it. So for me, it's also being grateful, being thankful for what you have in that moment.
I have. Not I want or I need. I have.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I have, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
And thankful says that those who have, meaning you're thankful, you believe you have, shall receive more. Those who don't will lose what they already have. And people go, that's not fair. And I'm going, that's totally fair because you're doing it, right? Again, you're doing it. And that means I'm not appreciating what I have. That's what that statement means. It isn't means that you don't have things. It means that you're not appreciating what you have. So you don't believe you have.
Right.
So even the small things that you have, you know, if you're homeless and you get a bed, a cot at night, you're grateful. Pretty soon things start to happen, and people pick up on that because nobody wants to be around a bitter person who thinks that the world owes them. I mean, I get that all the time. You should give me that internet training for free. I said, that's why you're broke. Because you think people are supposed to do all this for you, and you're not willing to put that work in. And I'm just saying that's a certain type of thinking. Not everybody, because we all go through struggles.
Right.
I look at that and I'm like, this is the mentality of a person who doesn't see that how much they have and what they can create themselves, and that I can't do that for them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that if I was to give, it would be to a grateful person who I know is in that positive space.
Right.
And that's where we're here for each other.
Yes.
And, versus somebody who's just doesn't get it. So I
understand perfectly, because you want that person to understand that it comes from within them. What they're creating comes from within them. And if they don't get that, even when you give to them, it doesn't manifest into anything, in the sense that, because they never got it. You know, you have to get it first before you can actually manifest. When I say we are manifesting all the time, but to manifest what we want,
what you desire,
manifest what we want, we have to understand that we have the power within us. It doesn't come from outside of us. So if we're still thinking it comes from outside of us, we're never going to be able to.
And you know what? Everything starts to show up that's sort of, it's a little mind-blowing. Like, so when I went over to look at my new place and get the keys and everything, I put my hand in my pocket and I found a 20, and I went, oh, I got money. I'm already making money. I'm in my new place. I'm already getting money. And so, and so I was driving back to this house, and I stopped to get on the freeway, and this homeless man was standing there, and I put the window down. I said, I just found this in my pocket and I gave it to him.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Money that I didn't even know I had. And he was so
Yes.
thankful. And it felt really good because it's
Yes.
money I didn't think I had anyways in my
Right.
pocket. It appeared and I gave it.
Yes.
And
exactly.
it felt good and he felt good. And that was
Yes.
way more, much better than me hanging on to it.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and that's
so
how
true.
it works. And
That's
then,
so
so by the way, and I hate to do this because I discourage people from this, but I bought a $3 ticket that won $100.
Oh, well, you know what? My birthday was the other day, and I haven't. No, my girlfriend, she always puts either lottery ticket or Powerball. But this year, she gave me, my birthday was Saturday, and she gave me a
Oh,
card.
happy birthday, hon.
Thank you. She gave me a birthday card with 2 scratch-offs in it, and I still have it in my purse. I haven't scratched them yet, so I still have to do that.
So,
yes.
So make sure that you're in the right frame of mind because you'll shift into the reality where it wins. So
Exactly.
and people are like, no, it is what it is. No, I said, no.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
and
right.
it's not needing it. It's like fun. And so
Yes.
that's why I tell people I don't play the lottery to win. I already know that that I'm a winner and that, you know, I put it out there. That's like the pen. I wasn't like, oh, I have to have that pen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, I would love to see that pen again. Oh, well, it's when you let go of it.
Right. It's when it comes back.
Yeah. You don't need it. You're not requiring it to be happy because when you require something to be happy, that's a negative space.
Exactly.
That's a lower frequency that's looking to that outside world, making them happy. And that's why people say, why am I not getting this and that? And I said, the fact that you even asked that question tells me you're not understanding how it works.
You're not understanding that you already have it because it already exists and everything already exists in here and now. So if you can think of it, that means you wouldn't be able to visualize it if it didn't exist.
Yeah.
It already exists. So it's here waiting here waiting for you to come up to it. So you're down here, it's right here.
We don't attract it.
Right, it's already here.
Coming down.
Right, it's not coming down. No, it's staying here.
Boom.
You have to go up and match it. Yes.
Boom. It's up there. It's always been there. It's like
it's always been there.
I tell people, I said, you know, you've got the paper here and you're looking for, you know, for the object, you know, oh, where is it? It's like over here as soon as you like, you know.
Yeah, and it's been here the whole time.
Oh, the whole time.
Just like the ruby slippers.
Yes.
You had them on the whole time.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the other thing too is I tell people faith. Oh, somebody quoted me. This was so cool. I was like, did I say that? Faith is not hoping or questioning. I can't remember what the quote was, but it's not hoping or whatever. It's knowing.
It's knowing. Oh,
faith is knowing.
Knowing.
People like, what do you mean knowing? I said, knowing means you never question it. So if it doesn't show up, well, I've been trying to manifest for a month. It doesn't show up. I went, that's not faith. No, when you know it, you don't question it. And you know that it not only is going to show up, it's going to show up in the form that's best for you too.
Exactly.
And you got to be open to that.
Yes. And it's going to show up in perfect divine timing. And so you just have to know that know all is well.
Yes.
Just to focus on the dreams and your focus on them. But when I say focus on them in a way that say in the morning, okay, what can I do? What one little thing can I do today to bring me closer to that?
Yes.
You know, and then focus on that.
Yes.
Take one little baby step after a baby step. And then all of a sudden, it's there because it was always there.
It's always there. And I think the most powerful thing that anybody can do is when you let go of the fear and you, like I said, when it shows up, you just watch it like a cloud and just go, oh, it's there again. No, okay, it's there again, but I'm not going to let it paralyze me. And you move forward and you take action.
Yes.
So I have 3 things. I call them the 3 F's.
Okay.
Feeling.
Yes.
So you can try to manifest anything. If you're not feeling it, if you're not in that zone, don't bother. Get that in check first and pick something that you feel very confident about. If you're not feeling $1 million. You're not, right? Come on, let's be real. How many people are feeling $1 million? They don't even know what that feels like. I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
It's easy. And by the way, it's not always a nice road to travel down.
Right.
There's a lot of responsibility that comes in that when you go into that zone.
Yes.
Now, then, so go for $1,000.
Yes.
Yeah, that's doable. Okay, all of a sudden you go, oh yeah, that's no big deal. So they get the $1,000. Then pretty soon you're going, oh, okay, well, and then the second thing is focus.
Yes.
And focus doesn't mean I'm going to do this. The feeling is, I already know that I have it.
Yes.
I have it.
I have it.
Yeah, but I got to focus. So I have to really, like you said, know what you want.
Yes.
The universe can't guess. You are the universe. So if you don't know what you want, it's not going to show up. Focus on it and just know it's done. I always saw my movie. I saw my name. I saw it exactly. My name was really big. And sure enough, that's exactly how they did it.
Yes.
And then the third one is forward motion.
Yes. Yes.
People want to just sit on their duffs and they don't realize the journey is why we're here, and that all kinds of great things are going to happen when you take that action. So when stuff comes in, taking action on it and doing it. When I finally had to make a decision, I started doing stuff that was almost like, I don't know, it's just like an autopilot. I found myself just going out and getting a place and going, wow. Somebody said, you did what? I said, well, I had to either renovate this place and get into this muck and realize it wasn't my dream anymore.
Right.
Then I went on the weekend, wrote a check, and said, it felt right. The other place that I wanted, I listened to my intuition, said, don't do it. Another one will come along. Sure enough, something amazing came in, and I just went with it. And it is a little scary. It's like, and then I'm doing all this crazy stuff, and it's like, you know, and it's exciting, and that's what makes life so incredible. And you don't know where it's going to take you, but you know you're opening up to new energies and expansive.
Yes.
And that's the forward motion.
We are always expanding, and to remember that it's all in every now moment, right where, and I want people listening to this to realize no matter where you're at, even if you're homeless, I mean, with your cell phone listening to this, just remember where you're at is actually exactly where you're supposed to be. Yeah. And so but then realize that you own where you're at. Own where you're at. Say, like you said, the most empowering thing to know is I created this and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, but because I created it, I have the power to move out of this. I can, you know, if whatever you want, you have that power. You truly do. We each do. So know that nobody's here. We're not, neither you or I are putting anyone down for where they're at in their life. You know, but if their choice is not to be there, then each of us have the power to transform our reality, and we can truly transform it overnight, because that's how, if we can raise our vibration that high, this transformation, quantum leaping.
And find the value in the challenge. So a lot of us, we just don't want the challenge. We know we can change it, but until we find the value, there's a reason. Caroline just said there is a reason why it's there, and we did create it, but a lot of it could be the biggest gift you've ever had to say, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be in this house or in this job, or you know, I was comfortable. I was really comfortable. I was like, wow, life is so amazing. I'm like, oh, just when you thought you were going to coast, you know, even though I'm doing all these things with the company's stuff, I thought there's always something new, some new place to take you. And so I'm like, embrace it. And if you see it also, well, for me, it's always a blessing anyways. But like I said, none of this is negative at all. But it's still a lot of people, they you know, moving's a horrible thing for them. And I'm like, I'm going to have a blast with this.
Yes, embrace it. Yeah.
I know what it's going to. It's like, this place is amazing. I'm like, I'm so excited to go. I never thought I could get a place nicer than this, but I did. And it's totally different than what I expected. And it's funny because I knew what I wanted.
Yes.
And I'll do a video. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I love a fireplace, and one thing I said is I wanted a really unique fireplace. I should have been more
Okay.
specific. It's it's the
It's
most
very smart.
bizarre, unique fireplace I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Wait till I show you. It's like super modern, and I was like, and it's
Yes.
really cool. But I thought I probably should have been a little bit more specific about what unique means, you know.
Yeah.
And
But it's perfect, I'm
it's
sure.
amazing place.
Amazing.
So again, it's like I didn't come here
Yes.
to just sit and get into a space where, okay, this is it. I
Yeah.
thought this is going to be evolving constantly, and just embrace it. And what's going to happen when you embrace it, you're going to the higher frequency, you're happier, you're
Yeah.
okay with everything. And
Yeah.
then guess what happens? You're in that, what Caroline just said, you know, it's up here. And when you go up there, you're getting the stuff up here.
Yes.
Because you're seeing it as a positive. You're not, I'm a change and whatever it's, you know, you're down here. You're going up here where the really cool stuff is.
Yes.
Because you're going, wow, this is cool. What else? What else can I get? This is fun.
Right.
And then you get a $20 bill in your pocket. You see the homeless man, and you give it to him, and you brighten his day.
Yes.
And you don't judge. You don't judge where that $20 goes. By the way.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. No, you embrace the change, because when you give, you give. You give from your heart.
Yep.
And exactly, you don't judge. You
That's
just
the unconditional.
Yes.
That's what we want for ourselves.
And that homeless man was actually the one you're supposed to give it to, because your paths crossed at that particular time, and that was all prearranged by instinct. You know?
And it's always a choice. It's always an opportunity. I could have said, you know, I had $20. You know, right? I could keep it.
Yes.
Right. Or I could share it.
Yeah, you
but
can.
You know, so there again, there's always a choice. You get to make that reality shift into what you're going to do. And now, right now, that man, that one moment is shifted him.
Yes.
So even for a moment, if he went to a higher frequency, because it just felt really good that there was somebody who was giving.
Yes.
And so this is how it works. And it's like, you know, Caroline, like you said, little things. Now, if everybody is aware of my channel, anybody who's aware of my channel knows that every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I do a global meditation.
Okay.
And I think it's really important for us to start doing that more and more. If it's not mine, there are other global meditations out there somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Caroline, on my block is a meditation center and a yoga center from the place I'm moving to. And I've been looking for one here, and it's nothing close by. And the meditation center is on my block. I mean,
my goodness.
I went, okay.
Yes.
It just keeps getting better.
Perfect. It's perfect. Now, don't forget, share with our listeners all the stuff, because you're doing so many amazing things. So share with our listeners how they can find you and all the amazing stuff that you're doing. Okay,
well, Landria Onkka, I'm the only one on the planet, so shocker. And Landria Onkka, Onkka, is how my last name's spelled. And I have, of course, a YouTube channel, which I'll be posting this on and sharing it on my Facebook and everything, because people just love you, and they love our talks. And then I also have landriaonka.net. That's where I help people find ways to get out of those jobs they don't love and start making more money and expressing themselves, or it's ways to use the internet to create revenues, or even just to get your message out to people if that's not your thing.
Right.
Whether you're a business owner, you want to create a business. So it's for anybody. We start you from scratch, step by step, and I'm a part of that. So when they come on board, I actually help mentor them, and I don't have to do that. I just do it because I want to share my 25 years investment banking experience and business experience. LandriaOnka.com is to help people in their personal spiritual lives to take it up a notch and move past the fear and get into that zone. How do you do it? I just give him all the tools, and I've got courses coming out, of course, that are going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And so Breakthrough Fear is the first one, and it's coming out here in January. So I'm really excited. I can't wait.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this has been amazing. Caroline, you're just such a beautiful soul. And You know, I love you, and we just have so much fun when we talk, and we could just be on here all day, you know?
Oh, yeah. Very true.
Manifesting things.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we've got to do this on a regular basis, maybe every few months.
Yeah, I agree.
Both your listeners, my listeners love it. So we
absolutely. And of course, I post it everywhere, and I'm now on Instagram.
Okay.
So I'll announce this on my Instagram account, because I'm getting a lot of followers on there, and tell them that they can, once we post this, where they can find it. So that'll be another audience that'll open up their minds and their hearts, you know?
Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Landria, so much. This is fun.
I love you, and I love everybody on this channel. You know, we're just one beautiful, awesome, you know, energy expressing itself in crazy ways. Let's make the best of it. Let's transition this planet. We can do it. We're doing it.
We're doing it. We are.
Counting on you.
I do believe we have passed that turning back point. We are heading steam forward to a new higher vibration, a new dimension, the fourth dimension.
Absolutely.
We're actually already there. We're just going farther.
We're there. And take those challenges that you're getting, and that's your message, that's what you need to clear up right now, and you can go ahead and break through up to those higher levels and watch what happens. Miracles happen. My readers, my YouTube viewers, sharing amazing miracles, stuff that's mind-blowing.
Wow.
So it's happening.
And
it can happen for anybody.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Because we're all divine light.
Absolutely.
We are. And let everyone's light shine through. That's our message. Let your light shine through. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
Love you.
Okay.
Blessings to everyone. Bye-bye.
Blessings.